With the Independent now, shock result in the Netherlands election. Leo, you've got this.
Yeah, nobody saw this coming. So the far-right Geert Wilders may follow the UK and lead a Dutch exit from the EU after winning big. He won 37 seats, which is well ahead of the next biggest winner, it was the joint Labour Green ticket who won 25 seats, and the Conservative People's Party won 24 seats.
Yes.
And he's been criticised for, some of his views and policies seem to be unpalatable.
He wants to ban mosques.
He wants to ban mosques. I think in Italy they've already got a ban on the construction of new mosques.
Right.
But I think he wants to
the Quran,
which is very different to Britain, where we fund them and help them radicalise. We fund radical
imams. But of
course,
not all mosques have radical imams trying to radicalise people.
No, but some of them do, and I think we need to keep tabs on it and maybe not fund like the Green Lane Mosque in Birmingham.
So, Josh, this is, again, coming back to what we spoke about earlier, which is that when people fail to address the issues, the far right becomes popular.
Yeah.
And this guy actually is far right. It's not like the Argentinian leader, Javier Milei.
Anybody gets in,
they call him far right, and he isn't.
Yeah.
This is actually someone who is.
He seems like the real deal. I'm very confused here because the Dutch refers to the Netherlands.
OK, Josh, yes, we've spoken about this before.
OK.
The Dutch people are from the Netherlands.
The Danish?
That's a different country. Don't get me started on Holland.
The worrying thing here is the other parties, even though he was the biggest winner by a long margin, the other parties are talking about creating some sort of cordon sanitaire, which basically means stealing an election result.
Well, this is the thing, though, because of the nature of Dutch politics, there has to be a coalition, because this is simply not sufficient. Even if you win big, you've still got to fill the rest of those seats. The other parties seem to be saying that they don't want a coalition with this man, and they can do that. That's the problem, isn't it? They could do that. But
I think someone's saying that they will. I mean, it will happen.
You think?
Yeah, but no. To go back seriously to your point,
but then people will lose all faith in democracy.
Oh yeah, they're terrible, and then they'll vote in the far right.
Go on.
This does need to be dealt with, and this is exactly why we need our politicians in this country to look at this and be brave and start actually discussing this like adults. There are issues, as you're saying. There are mosques in this country, many mosques, not just one mosque, many mosques, where they are literally calling for the death of Jews, for the death of people and we are paying for it. It's mental.
Yes.
It makes this stuff, we need to talk about it without it being accusations of, Islamophobia.
But that's the problem, is, when there was a cross-party attempt to identify and define Islamophobia.
Well, it's not a real word.
They were talking about all sorts of strange things.
Yeah.
Like, even criticism of Islam effectively became a form of Islamophobia, but you have to be able to criticise all religious beliefs.
There's anti-Muslim bigotry, but Islamophobia is a term that was created by Islamic fundamentalists deliberately to muddy the waters for exactly this purpose. So any criticism of anything to do with Islam is Islamophobia.
They conflate the idea of an idiot who pulls someone's hijab off or puts bacon on a mosque door or something stupid like that. They conflate that with someone who just says they have some reservations about the treatment of women in Islam, say. For example.
That sounds very Islamophobic. The other issue is that the Netherlands have really clamped down on the farmers because of EU climate change rules, and that was hugely unpopular. So it probably isn't about his anti-immigration stance. It's probably more about his pro-farmer stance.
Well, he wants to get out of the EU, right? But I mean, isn't he suggesting that there isn't really an appetite to do that?
He's saying no immigration whatsoever. He's calling for an absolute halt to all.
OK, well, we will monitor that as it develops.